Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to look at 3 players Arsenal could sell to fund £60 million James Maddison transfer. So Arsenal reportedly will have to pay around £60 million to bring James Maddison to the club this summer. James Maddison has reportedly emerged as a top target for Arsenal this summer. The Leicester playmaker has also attracted interest from various Premier League clubs over the last year, but has shown loyalty to Leicester City, who have now forced their way into the top 6 following back-to-back 5th place finishes. Mikel Arteta wants an attacking midfielder, with the Gunners unlikely to land Real Madrid's Martin Odegaard on a permanent deal after his impressive loan spell in North London. According to the Daily Mail, Arsenal have now made Maddison their top target as they look to launch an audacious swoop. Despite struggling with injuries, James Maddison managed to register his best ever goal-scoring campaign in the Premier League last season, hitting 8 goals for the Foxes and assisting a further 5. He will not come cheap though, and the report cites that Leicester City are said to reportedly want around £60 million for the 24-year-old. Arsenal will undoubtedly have to raise funds in order to make a move for James Maddison, and in terms of James Maddison, he is someone that could fill in that number 10 position and someone that could rotate with Emile Smith Rowe and really make Arsenal return to that creative attacking force they were under Arsene Wenger, and that is something that Mikel Arteta has lacked heavily in the season where we finished 8th back-to-back. We need that creative spark in that number 10 position, and James Maddison could be that long-term replacement to Mesut Ozil and someone that could be very vital to this team. So let's get right into it. So the first person on the list is in the form of Granit Xhaka. Arsenal are reportedly happy to sell Granit Xhaka this summer, with Roma extremely keen on the midfielder. The Swiss international has been with the Gunners since 2016 and made 45 appearances across the 2020-2021 season, fulfilling an important role for Mikel Arteta in central midfield and at left back. Granit Xhaka emerged recently as Jose Mourinho's primary transfer target after taking over as Roma manager, but after some early progress, the move has now hit the buffers. Reports say that Arsenal want around £17 million for their former captain, who has divided opinion amongst fans over the last few years. But it looks very likely that Granit Xhaka will be leaving Arsenal this summer, given the fact that Arsenal have no European football, and Granit Xhaka is someone that's had a mixed fan base reaction. Some people really like the person, some people really don't like the person. So when it comes to Granit Xhaka, he's had a mixed Arsenal career. He's had some good moments, he's had some bad moments, he's had some very good moments, and he's also had some very bad moments as well. But in terms of Mikel Arteta, he's someone that wants to make the team his team, and Granit Xhaka is someone that's been in the Arsene Wenger era, he's someone that's been in the Unai Emery era, and he's someone that's also been in the Mikel Arteta era as well. But Mikel Arteta wants to now start his moments with this football club, make his own legacy if he will remain at this football club, and start to get players that fit his mold, his style of play. And Granit Xhaka is someone that wants to leave Arsenal and he is happy to join Roma, so Roma will be able to give Arsenal cash and fund for that James Maddison transfer. So the next person on the list is Emile Smith Rowe. Whilst Mikel Arteta will be keen to keep hold of Emile Smith Rowe, if a big bid was to come in for the youngster, perhaps it would be wise to sell him in order to fund a move for James Maddison. The Gunners reportedly rejected a £25 million bid from Aston Villa for the attacking midfielder this week, with the 20-year-old's contract expiring in 2023. Arsenal apparently have no intention in selling Emile Smith Rowe and will do what they can to keep him at the club, but if there is the potential that they could lose him on a free next summer, perhaps they need to rethink this stance. The academy graduate scored 2 goals and grabbed 4 assists in 20 Premier League appearances last term and could sell for upwards of £40 million. And Emile Smith Rowe is someone that is in a predicament situation for the Gunners, given the fact that his contract expires very soon, and he also could lose him on a free transfer if Emile Smith Rowe doesn't decide to sign a new contract with the Gunners. But Emile Smith Rowe is someone, when he was a youngster, rejected Barcelona to join the Gunners. So when it comes to Emile Smith Rowe, he's a huge Arsenal fan. He wants to play for this football club, and Mikel Arteta knows that he would make that make that contract extension and be with the Gunners for a long-term contract, but at the same time you have to watch the negative consequences if Emile Smith Rowe doesn't think that he deserves to sign a new contract and look for a club elsewhere, given the fact that we have no European football, something he doesn't think is right with the football club. Then Arsenal may have to sell him, and he's someone that pretty much plays in the same position as James Maddison and could be sold in order to fund for the James Maddison transfer. So the final person on the list is Hector Bellerin, and Hector Bellerin looks likely to leave Arsenal this summer after a decade at the club. Arsenal are rumoured to want around £20 million for the right back, who looks likely to return to Spain. Atletico Madrid and Real Betis are among those interested in the 26-year-old. However, it is the La Liga champions Atletico who seemingly have the best chance of landing Hector Bellerin if Kieran Trippier decides to return to the Premier League this summer. So it looks like Hector Bellerin is someone that it looks very likely to leave the football club. Also want around £20 million for Hector Bellerin. And when it comes to Hector Bellerin, he was someone that was going to look like he was going to leave last summer. But Mikel Arteta was the one that persuaded him to remain for this season, even though the season hasn't gone to plan. As an Arsenal fan and as a football club, we have struggled this season to a very large extent. We have hit a new low. But when it comes to Hector Bellerin, he's someone that looks very likely to leave because Mikel Arteta is definitely going to keep his word and sell him this summer. And Bellerin has a lot of potential suitors. You got the likes of Atletico, Real Betis, Atletico Madrid, just in Spain. You got the likes of PSG interested in France, and Juventus interested in Italy as well. So when it comes to Hector Bellerin, he can give a cash injection for the James Maddison transfer as well, because it's £20 million, and with the other players that we have talked about, like the likes of Emile Smith Rowe, who can go for onwards of £40 million, him himself could fund for the James Maddison transfer, even though I don't want to see him leave the football club. But when it comes to Granit Xhaka and Hector Bellerin, it looked like earlier Granit Xhaka wanted around £35 million by Arsenal, but they are in that region of £20 to £25 million for Granit Xhaka, £20 million for Hector Bellerin. It should be enough to fund for the James Maddison transfer. Thank you for watching the video. At least we have something important to celebrate: a record 14th FA Cup win last year. Make sure you click the special link that I've put in the description and comment FA Cup if you bought one. Hit the like button if you liked the video, subscribe, click one of the videos on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.